The Buddha actually said we live in a house on fire. Well, that's starting to become more pointed these days.
Mother Earth is trembling, and the animals are sacrificing themselves everywhere to try and get us to wake up.
Are we gonna, save this place before the shit hits the fan? My honest response would be, I don't know. It's gonna be very, very challenging.
What if as a species, the process of this amazing incarnation of the planet that we have been lucky enough to be part of, if its dying is the only thing that wakes us up?
We're all aware that human populations and consumption patterns are not sustainable.
When there's bucket loads of things going wrong, we call that a crisis. But actually, if we can grab it sooner, why wait till you're about to crash before you realise you can't drive?
We're at a very interesting point of opportunity where how we act in the next 20 years is going to define the future of the planet in a big, big, big way.
Every crisis is, it's things being put into a critical state. It's a great chance. It's when intensity is knocking.
We are all implicated by the crisis of our time. It's an evolutionary emergency. And that creates not just a pressure and a need and a demand and a challenge, it also creates an opportunity. The conditions have been created to make evolution both necessary and possible.
The pressure's on. We either evolve or we don't.
The outward crisis of our time is also an inner crisis. But it is not mainly an inner crisis or mainly an outer crisis.
We're all in a crisis, it's just a question of degree. We're all neurotic, we're all crazy, it's a question of degree.
If we don't do our inner work and inner transformation, and we don't sort of see into the roots of our mind and who we are as human beings, then we will continue to create the same old dramas, the same old issues, the same old mess in our social, political and environmental organisations and structures all over again. And so it really requires an inner waking up and an inner work as much as the outer work. One without the other is not going to be enough.
I think that if everybody cleaned up their stuff, then we wouldn't have this, we just wouldn't have this situation.
Whatever I see in the world, I can recognise myself. That's already very, very wholesome,
We must dig up those landmines of greed, hatred and ignorance in our own heart and mind. Otherwise we will not solve the outer problem.
If you're not waking up, you can't meet the challenge.
The feeling I have is it's bad enough having a pain in the knee, it's bad enough if you break your leg, it's bad enough going to prison, it's bad enough if the world collapses. Why be miserable as well? It's plain stupid. And the thing is, we have the capacity to, in the midst of chaos, to keep the mind happy and stable.
When we have peace within, there is peace without. So this planet is never going to have peace unless people are peace.
But you're not going out of your brain, you're not multi-murdering, you're not trying to kill people, you're not doing this, you're not lying, you're not a junkie, you're not in prison, you're not in a war zone. You should be in bliss. That's what we have accomplished and what we are capable of doing.
There are so many amazing things in the world. I mean, just to think that the world is collapsing and it's in a really bad shape, I think that's just a really negative viewpoint.
But it's amazing how those real crux times, those times of crisis, can be times of rebirth, of regeneration. That's when you get the chance to question everything. And I think it's often in that questioning that you come out with something better.
This is a really exciting time for change. You know, get rid of the old, it's not working. You know, fantastic, it's disappearing, wonderful.
This crisis could be the best thing that's ever happened to the world. It might slow down our growth, which is not a bad thing. You know, we're consuming far more than we can, you know, hope to replace.
So all the things that are happening in the world at the moment, yeah, I think it's kind of exciting. It's like, peak oil's going down, that means the electric car's coming out soon. Finally, the electric car, that means hydrogen's going to come around.
And I think it might make people buy locally again.
Carbon prices, carbon trading, we'll actually see some solar panels.
This is exciting in a way, that we can step up to the plate here and do something.
It's just up to us to find new solutions and work more in harmony with the mother.
Just wake up, do your practice, get on with it. And no matter what happens, stay positive.
There's nothing between us and waking up. We can wake up right now. Wake up. Right now. Nothing else matters. No, now. Wake up. Wake up. The rest of it's bullshit. Wake up.